everyone, welcome back to Paper Therapy with Amy. Here is some bits and pieces that I have, and I have quite a few more of In Full Bloom. That was an older paper pack, and I'm going to be using it to scrapbook some pictures of, look at that. That's my favorite picture that I think I took in London. So this is the Tower Bridge in London. And I have some smaller pictures as well. So I'm gonna be, I think I'm gonna have this one kind of over here on this side, and then I'm gonna have because these are stuck together and this white trim is here, if I cut them apart, then I'll have to make the trim smaller all the way around. That's a kind of a problem with the Canon Selphy. So I'm going to kind of arrange these something like this, and I think I'm going to tuck them right against the side here so that that gives it the cohesiveness. And so then this ledger paper came in the workshop kit, so I think it's fitting with this because there's some numbers going to be involved right away too. I have a couple of little pictures that I've kind of cut down pretty small, and this is a counter of how many times it's opened, and then this was on a wall. And I just thought it was really interesting. They had all the old mechanisms of how the bridge used to open, and you could tour in there and see them. So I'm going to, pardon my dog if she barks in the background. She's just, it's a rainy, cold day here, and so she hasn't been for a walk, and she's just kind of annoying. So I think I'm going to put this paper in the background. It's kind of got that antique-y look to it, and then I have this little piece, which actually I think goes here. You can see butterfly pansy. I'm thinking I'll put it here, and then I'll just cut it in half and have the other piece down here at the bottom. I cut the 4x6 piece in half lengthwise, so these are 2x6, I believe. And I'm just going to tuck them in so it looks like this paper goes in behind everything. I also want to use some of this floral paper, but I don't want it to take over. I don't want to really have a floral layout, but I'm not going to decorate with florals, but I don't mind having the little touches, and it kind of blends all the colors that I'm using together. I also want to use a little bit of this kind of newsprint in behind, and I need to bring some to the other side of the page. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that at this point. Maybe possibly a circle landing spot for some embellishments. That Tower Bridge photo definitely needs something to really make it stand out. So I've got this black mat, and I think that looks a lot better. I really don't want to use a whole black mat behind all of these pictures here. So I'm going to add a black strip to the top to kind of carry that black mat, kind of fake it. And I could add another strip to the bottom, but I have other plans for the bottom. I also want to add an embellishment cluster to the bottom right. So I'm switching these pictures around so I have a picture that I can overlap a little more. You can see behind here in the photo of us that there is a plexiglass floor that you can kind of see through, and that's why we're taking this selfie there. My husband always has to make silly faces on photos, and every once in a while I just put the silly face one in because I have to say every time, okay, now do a normal one. This little black globe came in an embellishment die cut sheet that came along with this In Full Bloom paper collection. And I think the globe is fitting for this layout. I have been hoarding it a little bit because I love that globe. And I have these file folders that I've tucked in behind the photos. They came with a totally different paper pack. I don't even remember who made it. And this is a little frame that I cut out, but it didn't work perfectly. So I think I'm going to do something a little different. I think I have some frames that might work as the right color, and they're from 49 to Market. So if you're looking for paper that's similar to this, but not necessarily the same because you can't get this anymore, check out 49 to Market because they definitely have some similar ones. I contemplated using the light bulbs. I do use this strip because I want a nice linear strip at the bottom. But the 3 light bulbs in the left-hand corner there do not end up making the final cut, but they do hang out there for a little while. I'm also considering how I want to get the newsprint paper to the other side, and I end up cutting a good-sized circle and putting it kind of underneath that globe because it fits with the circles all kind of in that area. The circle of the stove, or it looks like the place where they put the coal, and then the circle of the globe. This paper is from the mix-in that last time I checked, was currently still available from Stampin' Up. It's the last Close to My Heart mix-in that was Close to My Heart branded, but Stampin' Up was selling it. And I've got 2.5, I believe, inch strips here, and I'm going to set them across the bottom so that all these pictures have a bit of a shelf to sit on. Then I'm going to get that little black light bulb strip and kind of try and fit it in there as well. The circle around the 20 tons of coal is a Close to My Heart item from my stash. It also came from a black chipboard sheet. So this is me tagging along with my husband once again. He went to the BET show. You can look that up. It's like a show for teachers, and I think it's all about electronics or education electronics. I'm not sure. Anyway, we went there in 2023. This was in March, so it was early spring. And my favorite thing that I saw in London, I think, was the Tower Bridge. We didn't get a whole lot of time to tour around London. We did go to Windsor for a couple of days, but I just absolutely adored the Tower Bridge, and it was such a beautiful day, and that's hard to get in the beginning of the year in England. It's pretty rainy season, so we really enjoyed going through this place, and it was kind of a museum as well, and they kept all the old mechanisms that they used to use to open the bridge, so you can tour through all those, even though they're not using those anymore. While I'm working on these embellishment clusters, I'm also thinking about what I want to use as a title. And from the beginning, I had a plan to use this Happy Times, but somehow in the middle I forgot. And then I looked over at the sheet and I remembered, oh, I was going to use Happy Times. Perfect. So I cut it out as one unit so I could see how it looked in the different spaces, even though it is actually individual letters, as you can see here. I'm using these ombre matte dots again. I've really been on a roll with them, scrapbooking in these similar colors for a while. I've been loving Limeade, which is funny. I never really liked Limeade when I was with Close to My Heart. So you probably noticed the change in that background square got kind of shorter. I decided that with the rounded edges on the file folders, I needed some more rounded edges. So I shortened up that sheet, rounded the edges, and then rounded some more edges as well. The tops of those filed folders looked a little bit naked, so I brought in some stamp sets from my stash, a travel stamp set that had See the World, and then Memories from a fall stamp set. Off camera, I also added the acrylic heart and this little circle that says, what a beautiful day. It was also in that fall stamp set, and it seemed to fit with the other circles on the page, so I decided to add it in. Here's a close-up of all the little bits and pieces on this page. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, you know the drill. Hit that thumbs up button. That really helps me out on YouTube. It just helps my video get spread far and wide. Also, if you haven't subscribed yet, I'd love to have you as a subscriber. Hit that subscribe button and the bell icon, and you'll be notified every time I put out new videos. Thanks everyone for watching. Bye.